On the Trail of Petals, a Hana-haki alternate universe Adrienette fanfiction. Part 10. Oh my god! Marinette stared at her with widened eyes. The feeling of panic grew in her chest. Alia's eyes moved from her kneeling form on the ground to the red-stained toilet, down to the petals littering the ground. Marinette! She cried out, leaping forward to grab her. What's happening? What's going on? She said in a frenzy. Marinette opened her mouth to try to explain, but a flower came out instead of words. Ugh. Gross. Great timing, she muttered, wiping her mouth with a paper towel. What is this, Marinette? Alia said, tears welling in her eyes. Marinette wished she could have hidden it all better. Technically, Alia had class at 11:15, but she had forgotten her note packet at home and had raced back just in time to see Marinette rushing into the bathroom to rid her throat of flour buildup. Now she had to explain the whole situation, which was something she'd really rather not do. Not only was it extremely sad and terrifying, but telling someone else would make it more real than it already was. She had gotten so used to hiding it, acting as if life was normal. But now Alia could see that it was anything but. She sucked in a shaky breath. I have Hana-haki's disease, she admitted in a saddened voice. Alia's eyebrows crinkled in confusion. What? The brunette asked. Marinette pointed to the flowers surrounding them. Hanahakis. It makes a flower grow in your lungs, and then the petals fall off, and it wells up in your throat. If it goes on for too long, the flowers build up in your lungs, and the flower stabs through, and people, they suffocate, Marinette said. Similar tears flowed down her face. Was this seriously how she was telling her best friend how to die? Honestly, it was pretty terrible in terms of, here, I'm going to tell you some bad news. Seriously, like, oh, flowers, and now I'm going to suffocate. Great going, Marinette. Great going. And you have it? Alia gasped. Marinette nodded with a weakened smile. How? Why? This can't be real. Her best friend gripped her tight. Marinette didn't say anything. It was real and terrible, but real as ever. It's born of unrequited love, apparently, Marinette told her. Alia pulled back sharply. Unrequited? Oh my god. She covered her mouth with her hands in horror. You're in love with him, aren't you? Marinette gave her a wiry smile. Apparently. Alia sniffed. I can't believe this. How could I have not known? How far are you? Are you going to... Is it soon? She said in a panic. I think I have a couple of months, Marinette said, looking out the door into their shared apartment. Though, soon, it would just be Alia's. Is there a cure? The curly-haired girl asked. Marinette took in a deep breath. I mean, kinda. Not really, though, Marinette said. I could get it removed, but it's a lot of side effects, and most people live empty lives, never being able to love again, Marinette said. Or whoever they love falls in love with them, but that's not common. It's the only other cure for it, she explained. Alia nearly jumped up. We can do that, she cried out. We have to tell Adrien. He really cares about you. Maybe he does love you too. We have to tell him, she said, tugging on her arm. Marinette shook her head sadly, confusing Alia a lot. No, we can't. Alia looked at her with an incredulous look. Why? If it'll save you, it's worth the freak out, Alia cried. Kagami, Marinette said blankly. Alia's mind realized that slight little detail and caveat. Alia gasped. Whether in horror or pain, Marinette had no idea. She exploded into a ball of tears, holding Marinette close while she sobbed. In strangled cries. This is so unfair. You're so good. Why? Ollie asked no one at all. Marinette bitterly agreed. She didn't want to be angry, but she was. Marinette knew she wasn't perfect, but she tried, so why was this her punishment? What terrible things why did so oftentimes terrible things happen to people who tried their best? She may be no angel, but she tried her best to be a good person. She tried to love everyone that she came across, and now this was the outcome. Dying. Because she loved someone a little too much, and a flower decided to sprout in her. They held each other close, friends of over 7 years silently wishing for more time together. Is there anything that I can do? Alia asked, sitting up and wiping her tears. Marinette shrugged. You knowing and being here is enough. At least I know I'm not doing it alone anymore. She gave her a watery smile. Now I just want to blow off real life in school and take you on a road trip to see the world. Screw responsibilities. I want you to do stuff, Ollie said. Marinette laughed. That's how I've been feeling. You're the best friend ever. Together they laughed, a hint of light in the darkest era. Why don't we just do something today? I've already skipped my class, Ollie said with a grin. Marinette nodded her head enthusiastically. Yeah, honestly, I'm so down for that. Just let me clean up first, the black-haired girl said, motioning around them. I'll help, Ollie said, flushing the petals down. Marinette's smile brightened, and she happily looked at Alia. Even in the worst situations, Alia made things better. She always made things better. Pulling each other to their feet, the two girls giggled out the door, ready to do anything that made them smile. Getting on a rather crowded subway bus, Alia pulled Marinette to the museum that they used to go to all the time when they were teenagers. Wow, was that what we looked like? Marinette laughed, spotting a group of college students gaping at the exhibits. Nah, we looked way cooler, Alia said with a grin. Yes. The good old days where the definition of being cool was coming here with a group of friends and getting thrown out for being a little too loud. Only to be let back in because Alex's dad was a manager. All we had to worry about at that time was whether or not Kim was going to climb up a statue, she said with a fond hum. After the 4th time, I honestly stopped caring, Alia giggled. They went to get ice cream, a huge tower of it when they spotted Andre's ice cream cart. The aging man commented on how big they have gotten and how long they had been friends. Yep, the 20-something girls chimed, trying to eat the ice cream as fast as possible without a brain freeze. This is nice, Alia commented as they sat among the trees. There were families with young children running around them, teenage girls talking and taking pictures, and a young couple on a very awkward but sweet date. Yeah, Marinette said. She watched as the toddler-age girl ran back to her mother. She had ran into Marinette's lap mere moments ago. Manon, that was her name, was quite an excited child. A part of her heart leapt. Marinette had always loved kids, and she couldn't wait for her own. Another part of her cried, for that was the closest she'll ever have to having kids of her own. We have so many memories here, Marinette said with a thoughtful tone. Those trees where Kim and Nino tried racing up. There was where we had that huge water balloon fight. The bench where me and Nino had our first kiss. Marinette laughed and shoved her friend's face. Wow, you don't hear me talking about where me and Luca had our first kiss, Marinette teased. Alia raised her brow. That's because you two went at it in the safety of your own home. And then... Marinette slammed her hand over her friend's mouth, cheeks flaming red. I know. Don't need to repeat, she said frantically. Alia smirked at her. The wind breezed through, tickling her skin the way that the grass poked her knees. I'm gonna miss this, Marinette said in a soft voice, much like an elderly grandma would lament. Alia grabbed her hand and squeezed it. A bitter look was in her eyes. Neither of them were ready, least of all Alia. Me too,